So, before I get started on this next episode, if you like this content, give me one of these. Or even better, drop me a comment. I will be perfectly happy to continue making videos like this, as long as I know that they are found to be useful. I also have a couple of other bikes. I have a big BMW GS, and I also have an enduro bike with some projects coming up. But filming everything step by step take a heck of a long time. So if you want more content like this, you know what to do. So today it's time to fit the radiator back on. But before I start doing that, there's one more thing I need to draw attention to. And that is the routing of the cable going to the starter motor. So here you have like the coil, and this is the lead going. I fixed the lead previously, and then I had it routed like straight down to the starter engine like that. But I just realized that I'd made the cable go really super close to the exhaust pipe. So I'm more or less convinced that had I kept the routing going that close, at some point the lead would be fried. So I kind of rerouted it a bit, moved it this way, away from the pipe, and I just fixed it up together with this oil lead and the clutch cable with one of these plastic strips. So moving back then to the radiator. The radiator has 4 attachment points, 2 at the bottom, 1 and 2, just like there's no pin or nut or bolt or anything, you just slide them into place, and 2 at the top. For the bottom ones, really important that you have this rubber protective thing to slide these ones into. If you don't have this, you lost it or whatever, I suggest you try and find some replacement, because otherwise the vibrations from the bike will make your radiator start leaking at some point. Of that I'm pretty sure. Quick lesson. I just tried to fit the radiator on, but I couldn't get it. I got it in here, but I couldn't align it, the upper mountings, with this. And I took it off again, and then I realized something. See here? Here are the mounting points for this kind of bracket. You see there are one hole there and one hole there as well. So I'm going to try to take this off and use the upper holes instead. So let's see if that works. So yeah, that worked like a charm. Now the upper mounting points are aligning up perfectly. And why you would have 2 holes on this bracket thing, radiator holder, I haven't got the foggiest. It's just simply super stupid to me, but yeah. Just a quick note on how the upper mounting goes together. There's a rubber vibration damper on there as well. So I haven't really disassembled them, but I suppose it's like a rubber damper going into this profile in here, and then you have like a metal sleeve going into the rubber, and then from this end you use just a screw and a cable holder from this end going forward, and then on the other end you have a washer and a lock nut. So having fixed the radiator now to the bike, I just want to take a minute or two to show you routing of all the electrical leads and also the coolant hoses connected to the radiator. So starting off on the left hand side of the bike, this water pipe or coolant pipe was always fixed to the radiator. I never took it off. So all I've done now is routed it all down here. You can see So this is the water pump assembly. So the pipe is going to sit in front of the water pump assembly. We also have the expansion tank. I haven't attached it yet, but it's super easy. It just have 3 mounting points. It's this one on the lower frame, left hand side. It's this one, almost underneath the bike, and there's one here as well. So yeah, it's gonna sit something like this. So moving over to the other side, and here we really have some more serious routing extraordinaire kind of thing going on. Coolant pipe. This was also fixed to the radiator all the time. I had the engine off. So it's routed down here, and it goes through to the thermistor here. You also have another pipe which is sitting just underneath the lid of the radiator. This is a small pipe, and it goes all the way down to the expansion tank. Electrical leads we have again on the thermistor. So this is the electrical cable going to the thermistor this way. We have the electrical leads to this, which I can't remember even the name of this, but this one sends a signal to start the fan once the coolant temperature hits a certain level. This is a bit iffy. It doesn't always start the fan when it's supposed to. So I'm probably going to connect some leads from here going up to the handlebar, so I can just put a manual switch up there. And then of course you have the electric leads to the fan, which is connected here. Yeah, and I also mentioned earlier on that there was like a U-shaped thing here on the upper mounting point. It's this one, metal sort of U-shaped thing to collect all the cables. As you can see now, there are 3 cables in there. It's from this going up like that into, and there's the thermistor as well, and also the hose going down to the expansion tank is also through here. What I did was, this U-shaped thing seemed a little bit sharp here on the end, so I used this shrink wrap kind of thing, which you use when you solder electric leads. So I shrink wrapped a couple of layers of that just to ensure that I don't damage any of the electrical cables later on. Just a final note regarding routing of pipes now that the expansion tank is on. This pipe here is an oil feed on the bottom of the engine. Where does it go? Because it gets a bit cramped when you have this on. This feed, oil feed, should go really snug up against the frame. That's how you make it fit behind this expansion tank. And then there is also this on top of the expansion tank, kind of loops and going down here and all along the frame. So that's if the coolant is burning off and expanding into this, and it reaches like an overflow because it's too hot, then it will be going out in the atmosphere here. And going from the radiator, obviously, which I covered in previous episodes, this is the one coming down from the radiator, and it goes just underneath of the tank. So yeah, join me next time when it's time to start fitting fairings and stuff on the bike.